5, originally dubbed Colorado's unofficial slogan in the 1870s, 300 days of sunshine encouraged frontiersmen to head west.
Yeah, and we still like that slogan here.
Yeah.
Now a new distillery in Monument, hoping to encourage folks to come out and try their shine. Their moonshine. And John Martin, he is a moonshine aficionado. He has more.
Good morning from the set of Breaking Bad. Just kidding. No, we're on the backside of 300 Days of Shine. It's a new distillery in Monument. Here with Michael Gerard, the pioneer of this. So you're making moonshine, huh?
Legal moonshine, yes.
Yes, legal moonshine, yes. Before we go further, this is legalized. Everything's legal now, so it's all good. Anyway, so Michael, how did you get into legal moonshine in Colorado?
Well, I was stationed here in the Army in 2010, Fort Carson. While deployed to Afghanistan, you have some time on your hands, so you kind of dive into things. But I was an EOD technician in the Army. Part of our job is to understand the chemical process of HME and high explosives and things like that, because EOD is explosive ordnance disposal. The chemical side of that is actually what kind of drove motivated me to look into the chemical side of making alcohol.
Wow, I don't think I've ever heard of that before, so that's actually really cool. Let's talk about your setup here.
Sure.
When you came back, you started just putting this stuff together. This is beautiful equipment. I have zero idea what it does, but it looks pretty. Talk about it kind of briefly, how this works and what is this thing here? Well,
when I first came back, the still that I used is just a regular pot still with a thumb keg in it, so it's a lot smaller, 5-gallon batches. Yeah. Nothing like this. Very crude, but it was all trial and error.
Sure.
Can't be an expert on something if you don't fail
make a few
times.
Mistakes. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm by no means an expert. My stills that I got today are 26-gallon stills. They're reflux tower stills that I acquired from right out of Denver at Mile High Distilling.
Man, this is pretty nuts. Now, I am from the foothills of East Tennessee, so I know you're not making it out of a radiator, which is a big improvement for me. You can also infuse flavors, right? I mean, you have to cut it a little bit to get it.
Right. What I do here is I make a neutral spirit, so it's basically a cane or sugar-based spirit. I use yeast, lots of nutrient, and you add that to the fermenters, and you let it ferment for 5 to 7 days, so that the yeast can eat and attack all the sugars and interact with it to create ethanol. Within these fermenters, I got 26 gallons, and only 10 to 15% of that is going to be alcohol. We have to have a way to get that out of that gross volume, so that's what the stills do. So what they do is you heat them up to 173 degrees, ethanol evaporates and goes through the system, and once it's condensed with cold water, turns back into a liquid, and it's alcohol.
Bada bing, bada bing. Listen, the science of moonshine. I just thought it was a bunch of good old boys getting together and saying, hey, watch this, and look what happens. Mike, this is great. I can't wait to try some for research purposes only, because it's not really early to be doing that. Anyway, that's going to be coming up later, guys. This is 300 Days of Shine. We're going to be here throughout the morning talking about shine. So there's that.
Yeah.
He even looks like Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad.
A little bit.
The guy.
That was a funny reference there.
Kind of does. Interesting tidbit here. The house that I lived in South Carolina, I lived very close to where moonshine originated. It was right up the road from me in the hills of South Carolina where they started moonshine, where they started running around, and that's how NASCAR started. Because they were running moonshine. You know that, right?
I've heard that.
Okay, there you go.
I've heard that.
John has a lot more on moonshine trivia. He's
he knows everything about it.
Well-versed,
For more information, if you would like to learn more about 300 Days of Shine, you can visit our website, fox21news.com.